All right, we back. Like I said, pardon the little bugs and stuff. Like I said, first time going live. We fixing things again. We'll be polished and professional by the summer. You know, it'll be like a totally different show. So you got to show that process. Yes, but sir. Like I was saying, is that I'm gonna show you guys the entire process. Me going from 3+ to low 2s real quick. And just show you that you can take control. The mind is everything. Right. Once you put it in your mind, matter follows mind. Right. And people don't understand that everything starts with a thought, and then the matter, whatever you want to manifest, will follow whatever you want. So that's kind of the thing to tie into what we're saying. As far as the key focus is that, remember, you are the creator of your own destiny. So whatever you want to create, you have to constantly think about that thing over and over and over.
Think about it and have that, use the power of visualization.
Right.
You got to visualize yourself in that place.
Right.
And not just only visualize yourself in that place, you have to use your powers of emotions. You got to actually feel how it will feel to be in that place that you're trying to get to. And just feeling like that and seeing that vision, that's what makes these things materialize.
Right, no doubt.
You see?
And a lot of us, we used to losing. You feel what I'm saying? We know how losing feel. And all worrying is a form of meditation. A lot of people I see, and I got stories galore. You know what I mean? People automatically think negative. It's a negative thing. Negative. You actually making that materialize
from the negative frequency.
From the negative frequency.
Right.
So you got to expect to win.
Exactly.
If you want to be successful in business, you got to expect to win. You got to visualize yourself cashing the big checks. You got to visualize yourself going to the bank and needing 3 forms of ID to cash a check. Right. Think about the process.
And you got to also expect to fail.
Right.
Failing is part of the process. Man, I talked to this guy yesterday who had his own business, a construction business.
Right, no doubt.
And I asked him how long he been doing it. He said 12 years. And he said he failed though before he got off the ground. He said, but he never give up.
Right, no doubt.
He said, I never give up. And he said he recognized that him failing was a test. He recognized that. Right. You see? But he said, I never give up. You hear me?
Right.
So you got to expect to fail because in failing, there's a lesson in that. And we like to abort those lessons.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's another thing. That's a good point, because I don't know, for some reason in our community, people have the perception that everything is easy. Boom, man, you automatically gonna take off. If you don't take off, it ain't for you.
Right.
That's furthest from the truth. You're gonna hit your head, get bumps and bruises before you figure out
I'm trying to tell you, so that's a part of, you gotta trust that process. That's a part of that process.
But we don't support each other. And that's another thing I wanted to get. We don't support each other even on the down times, on the come up. Everybody loves a winner.
Right.
When you're already winning, that's when everybody want to hop on.
On the way up, they pay no attention.
Exactly. It's a good segue, for my book. This is the author's copy. My book just dropped on Tuesday. And this is the first one, Sales, the Nucleus of Any Profession. This drop is available on Amazon. And I'll put the link in the box as well, the link in the description. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, about to be Apple, all that stuff is available. But, it's a nice book, man. It's a nice read. If you want to learn how to sell.
That family.
You want a methodology on increasing your income? This is a book for you. And I made it an easy read. It's not super complex. It's not loaded with a bunch of sales jargon. And you don't have to be an experienced professional in order to read this. You could be a novice and read this. But getting back to the story is that I got over 1,000 contacts in my phone. And I sat there yesterday and text everybody in my phone. The link, here goes description, boom. Show me some love. People that's with me, they text me back with a receipt. Boom, done. Either I get, some people, no response. Some people give you words of encouragement. But we got to learn we got to get back to supporting it.
You got to support, man.
We need to come to a thing to where we get to where I cop from you, you cop from me. Full pop. You know what I mean? All right, you selling your CDs and your music? All right, let me cop that. All right, I'm selling books. Won't you cop that? We need to get back to that. You know what I mean? Instead of, even no matter what it is. You a barber, let me catch a fade from you. You feel what I'm saying? Let me get a quick cut from you. Right. Buy my book.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't matter, man. We need. That's the only way we're gonna come up and get back to where we need to be. You know, I like what Killer Mike said, and we're gonna get to that later on in the show. But I was watching a show on Netflix. Said our dollar stay in our community 6 hours. 6 hours. Everybody else is weeks and days.
Right.
Hours. Our dollar is in and out.
Right.
So man, we got to have our dollar circulate, man. You know, keep focused on ourselves first. Because when you see yourself, you start to see the divinity of yourself. You're gonna have no choice but to love somebody that look like you.
Right.
See how it all starts? You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? If you start loving yourself, you know what I mean? You can't have no choice but to start loving somebody that's right down the street from you.
Right.
If you truly love yourself, you know what I mean? So it all starts with the self.
And you know what? Sometimes I think we be in that competition with each other. You feel me?
Right.
That old crab in the bucket syndrome thing be going on. Like we don't even want to support the next man because we be thinking he gonna get to the top before we get to the top. You know, we got to kill that. We got to kill that, man. We go to the top together. We got to go to the top together.
Right. No doubt.
That's the only way we'll get there, man.
Right. In fact, if everybody was eating, man, you know, there wouldn't necessarily be a lot of things. It would be just easier for your kids. A lot of us, you know, don't think for generations. You know, think about the struggle that you went through, and you know how much better it would be for your kids if you all communicate, if you set the environment to where it'd be an easier situation. You know, this to kind of segue, just to keep focused, man. As far as what you said earlier, visualizing, just don't visualize stuff on a selfish note. Right. Visualize making the whole world better, or even just your community better.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that should just motivate you to do better. Because for self, sometimes it's easy just to let nobody worry about me. Right. But when you realize people looking up to you, people depending on you, unless you make certain moves, right. You know, nothing's gonna change.
Right. Think about creating jobs.
Right. No doubt. Think about the people. Yeah. Think about family members. Think about everything, you know what I mean? Think about everything outside of yourself. Right. It starts with the inner self, but then think about the people that's affected by your actions.
That's it. I want to bring it back to with the health stuff.
Right, no doubt.
Because like even you stopped eating meat like what 2 months ago?
Yeah, I stopped eating meat about 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Right. So on my birthday, I decided to stop eating. You know, go vegetarian, then I'm gonna go vegan. Right. You feel what I'm saying? But it's processes. You know what I mean? So I'm eventually get to vegan. You know. But the only thing about vegetarian, I've noticed a lot more carbohydrates. I used to get down and lean before is doing the keto diet. You know what I mean? So doing this protein, low carbohydrates. And with that being said, it's a little bit harder now because of the extra carbs to get down. But you know, as you can see, my skin looking better and feel a lot healthier. You feel great.
Energy,
the energy up.
See, but I'm like 2 years in, but like I was saying, like when I first did it, at first it was just on some to be healthy. Right. But like I said, you're talking about being selfish. That was selfish in a sense. Right. When I was trying to be healthy, that was just for me to be healthy. Right. But it was when I understood morally why I shouldn't be partaking in eating the meat. Once I understood that, man, I was like, I'm done. You feel me? I understood like on a holistic level, it wasn't just about me. It was about me actually caring about the animals. You feel me? No doubt. And that's what it's about, man. You can't be selfishness. That's that ego. We're gonna talk about that. You got to deal with that ego, that lower self, and that's that selfishness, and that's what's going. That's why we don't support each other. Because a lot of us is walking around with these egotistical minds, and not even aware of it. You feel me? Right. Not even aware of it.
Right. Speaking of which, let me tie this in together. You know, this goes perfectly with what's on my mind, and that's kind of what the premise of the story, the show, is going to be about. What's on our mind. One of the guys I worked with, you know, for those that don't know my story, I used to be the training and development manager at Gallery Furniture. You know, for 6 years, almost 6 years. So Mattress Mac was my mentor. So one of the salesmen, first of all, just me coming there and kind of getting promoted, being over the salespeople, I got a lot of hatred. You know, younger, dark, melanated guy, coming in and I'm in charge of salespeople. You know, so a lot of older sales managers, they were jealous of me, so they tried to trip me up and sabotage me any kind of way they could. You know, so but I was still resilient, still getting results. Boom, boom, boom. They couldn't mess with me. So one of the sales managers I texted yesterday, hey, you know, he's been in sales 20 years. So text him, you know, and this is, I thought we were friends. You know, we worked together, we overcame all that stuff. But, you know, I even buy stuff from me. He has a collectible shop. Buy Saints jerseys, you know, everybody knows I'm a Saints, you Saints fans. I buy my Saints jerseys and all that stuff from him, and you know, my collectibles, my Saints football, everything, my whole game room from this dude.
Right.
Hey man, my book is out. Show me some love. Right. You writing a book about sales? Yeah. So he was trying to get me into saying that I'm not the greatest salesperson. I'm not getting into the debate. That's debatable. That's a perspective. Right. Nowhere in the book I say I'm one of the most experienced and seasoned in the Americas. Right. But there's always hotshot salesmen. I'm probably one of the coldest instructors, though. Right. That's what I'm claiming. That's the only claim I make in my book. You know, so if you read the book, you'll see that. I don't make no claim I'm the best salesman in the world. That's not my goal. I'm trying to be the best sales trainer, the best author, the best entrepreneur. You see what I'm saying? So, but I said, funny, bro, I always supported your business. You know, I was going to take my publishing check and I'm about to get Camaro jersey, I was going to get Lattimore, and I was going to get Thomas jersey. That $20 cost you $5,000. Right. And I ended the conversation. I said, man, ego blocks your blessing. And he was oblivious to, it has nothing to do with ego. How you can't see that? That's all ego. Right. That's all ego. So your ego, from my perspective of it, is that he's been in the game 20 years, you know, at the same job or whatever. Cool, that's fine. He makes good money. But I come back and a lot of people talked about doing this. You got the experience to do it, but who did it? Right. Who made it flesh? So don't knock the pioneer. Right. Don't knock the trailblazer. Don't be mad. Don't take your frustration because you didn't do it.
That shit inspires him to go and write and do the thing. You
right, do your thing. But
that ego blocks that.
The ego blocks that. Not only did it block you, it blocked future friendship. It blocked business. It blocked opportunities for you that you don't know about. You see what I'm saying? So that ego, a lot of people are oblivious to ego
and don't be knowing it.
Don't know it. You
don't even be knowing
it. With that being said, you out of control. Your life is out of your hands. You see what I'm saying? When you let the ego take control of what you're doing. The ego, and for those that don't know, that's listening, that's novices to this. I don't want to speak to everybody in advance, but to speak with people that's just getting into consciousness, that don't know what ego is. Ego is that part of yourself that tells you that this is real, and that, you know, that you need to take care of yourself first. It's that survival instinct. And the reason why we were instilled on this third density plane with that particular concept is because, and then we wouldn't give a damn. The fight or flight, we wouldn't have no self-preservation instinct to survive, to live. If we, all right, kill me. Right. So the ego protects you and keeps you alive.
Yeah, it's there for a reason.
You know what I'm saying?
So
the ego is there for a reason.
You got to know how to control him. You got to know how to control the ego. Right.
And the ego is strictly for self-preservation. But we let our ego get out of control and thinking, this is it. This is the ultimate. It's not. And as soon as you understand this is nothing but a video game, and this is nothing but a game, learn how to master the game. Just like Mario, all right, up, down, 30. The magic mushroom is behind this block. You feel what I'm saying? Right. Learn the game and then go all the way to the top with it. But if you don't know
you have to know yourself first. See, that's why before you can talk about owning some type of business, you have to own yourself first. You have to take back your mind. You have to take back control of your whole body, mind, and spirit. Right. And that's controlling that ego.
Right. Speaking of which, before we get to the next topic, I want to touch a bit back on the health tip again, you know, and I want to, any of your fitness gurus that want to star on the show or have a guest spot on the show, let me say that, let them not star. We are the stars, but have a guest star on the show. Hit us up because we definitely are about supporting local businesses, Houstonian businesses. If you just a Instagram influencer, come talk about it. Talk about because I'm not the expert in that particular field.
Whatever you got going on,
right?
Any type of positive movement you got going on, come talk to us.
Talk to us.
We want to be a part of it.
832-775-8357. Call us. But back on the fitness tip, how to eat to live. With me going vegan or vegetarian, and and hopefully going vegan a little bit later on. The reason why I did so is because of the business. Tying into what I said, because if I wanted to be selfish, I'd just eat Whataburger and and eat what I want. So it's I come from the opposite. You know what I mean? I wanted to be in the forefront of owning my own business, and understanding that you have to play by the rules. Everybody's not going to be conscious. People want to do business with you because how you look, your appearance.
Right.
So one of the last things I wanted, us both coming from New Orleans, and that's one thing we forgot to mention too, where we're originally from.
Right.
But we universal. We're from the universe. But anyway, but on this physical plane, we both come from. We both went to high school together. We both come from rural Louisiana. We grew up together. Again, day one friends. Since over 25 something years now. So it's been that long. So yeah, we getting old. So that's another thing. But
better.
Yeah.
Get better, you hear me?
Right. Getting more mature. Like you were saying, it's the process.
Right.
Even back in the ancient Egyptian mystery days, it was a 40-year process.
40 years.
So we're in school now, So, but the thing is that I went the opposite way. I was thinking about just the business as a whole, getting better in myself for the business. Because, growing up with me, I always had that different streak, that risk-taker, entrepreneurial spirit. So just to have the whole cipher to take it to the next level, the billionaire status, the multi-billion-dollar status, this is one of the elements that I'm going to have to do by ripping around, having that, being the face of the company, different things. So being aware of that is what made me take on this particular challenge. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of opposite. And in turn, once I did it, now I see what he's talking about as far as, yes, I understand the morality about the animals, and we're not on this planet alone, and there's not meat not for consumption.
Right.
And it opened my eyes to that because we've been programmed a lot to think it's just food.
Yeah, that's not true. And the animals are not our food source. But you can think, the ego think that. The ego make you think that. See, that's the ego.
Right.
Your ego will make you think that animals are just your food source.
Right.
I'm a human and animal, so I got the right to kill you.
Right.
If I want to. That's ego.
Right, no doubt.
You see, but animals are our teacher.
Right.
Animals teach us. Animals are a part of nature.
Right.
You understand?
And we just been programmed to think that it's just a food source. We don't know any better. We don't go outside.
That's from them when we were asleep.
Right,
you see?
No.
So we would sleep and it was cool then, but now it's time to wake up, family.
Right.
It's time to wake up.
For those, I don't want to get too much preaching hard into veganism. I mean, wherever you're at, that's where you're supposed to be at. Just know that, try to eat to live, that, a lot of people out there probably struggle with their diet and things like that. I'm not telling you to become vegetarian tomorrow, I'm not telling you to become vegan tomorrow, but just think about this. Everything in nature is design. This is a grand design. Think about it. Look how many processes, how many steps it takes for meat to become edible. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We have to kill an animal. You have to hunt an animal, kill an animal, skin an animal. Drain the blood. Process it. Clean it.
And you're trying to get the protein from the animal that he got from the plants.
Right.
But you're getting it on the ass end.
Right.
The animal got to eat it. It goes through his body and all these processes. Then you get the little nutrients that's in the meat. That's too bad. You get you're on
second, third hand, fourth hand. Right. So, that's what kind of made me kind of think about it. Like, if I put a dead carcass right here, a dead cow, everybody would be disgusted. But if I put a basket of fruit right here, mouth start watering. So it's natural for us to want fruit, vegetables, different things like that. It's unnatural to eat meat. This is on a natural tip. Think about it. Another thing about me going vegan the last 2 months, I really don't miss the meat. I really realize it's the sauces and the seasoning that taste good.
That's all it is. You fooling yourself with the with the seasoning.
Right, the seasoning. Yeah, it's because you can get the same texture. I mean, meat is the texture.
That's all it is.
Because the meat has no flavor.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
You have to actually reprogram your mind.
Like, shout out to Yada. I like what Yada said, one of his catchphrases, we have to unlearn and relearn.
Yeah.
You know, we got to unlearn what we've been taught. You know, and it goes to business as well. Like, you know, I was talking to my cousin. You know, we all grew up together as well. Kiran, shout out to Kiran. He's out there in Dallas or whatever. But you know, that's we were having a conversation there. We was our parents loved us, but we was just talk bad. They didn't know any better. So we come in, our priority was messed up. You know, coming from our community, we was taught to girls was the ultimate and Christianity. That's all they gave us. That was the two main focuses. Nothing about business, nothing about community, nothing about society. Everything was just a focus on that. So we went hard at what we knew. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
So until we had the accusation.
Church girls and get a job, man.
Right. And get you a good job. That was it. We did, you know, if we would have known what we know then, we already would be multi-billionaires. And that's kind of the premise of the show as well. And I'm going to take it to the last segment, is that I want to inspire future generations by watching the show and give them what I didn't have coming up.
Right. That
knowledge, that person to look up to, that person to get advice from on whatever aspect. That's why ownership, we're going to have all kind of guest stars, from real estate agents I got coming on to skateboarders. If you're owning your own business and doing something positive in the community, you're a yoga instructor, whatever, let's talk, because somebody is watching that's in your lane, in your angle, and they want to take it and monetize it, or they want to take it and better themselves and better the community with it. You know, that's what this show is going to be the gateway about. So let's segue to the last segment before we get out of here. We don't want to keep y'all all Friday night. I wanted to get a little segment about the news, what's happening, current events. I want to talk a little bit about the Soulja Boy statement when he was on with DJ Academics and everything. When it was like, what's the female name on that? I forgot. Sorry if you're watching this. I forgot your name. Sorry.
I don't know her name.
I forgot the female name, but she was like, "Why do you own so many businesses?"
Right.
And Soulja Boy was like, "Man, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to be, you know, a black millionaire." But what do you think about her? Why would she ask that question?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Why is that abnormal? Right with me on that.
Why not?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I like I said, like some people, we wasn't taught to even think on that frequency.
Right.
So
right.
people see that, some people, that's that ego, that's that hate. They be like, something wrong with you. Why you want to do that?
Right.
You just about the money? No, but man, this man is creating jobs and opportunities.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But everybody ain't on that frequency, man.
Right.
Everybody not vibrating like that.
I mean, what do you think? What's the how do we get there? How do we get to that so far clueless? How do we get to that far removed from?
Man.
Because I thought that was the most absurd question that you. Why do you own so many businesses? What?
Like I said, we wasn't taught. Our parents didn't teach us, didn't instill that in us.
Right.
What you were telling me about? One of your Jewish partners was telling me what their parents teach them.
Right.
How they go with you?
Well, again, a lot of my Jewish friends, their parents teach them from an early age about living off of 20% of what you make. So if they make $10,000 a month, they only live off of $2,000.
Right.
The other 40 goes towards taxes, and the other 40 goes towards storage or savings. And they don't use the word savings; they call it storage, because that storage is going to be temporarily until they invest in something else. And once you invest in something else, that's going to make you more what's called passive income.
Right.
And that's what we get into, later on about the, the future shows about investment properties, different things like that. But you always want to get into something, your money into something that's going to work for you.
Right.
A lot of us were taught that if we make $10,000, we live off of 12. Mm-hmm. We live off of $2,000 worth of credit. Right. So we try to live beyond our means, and we try to live above. We try to impress other people. Mm-hmm. And we could just take that money and make that money work for us instead of buying the latest whatever that depreciates as soon as you buy it. Right. So this our mentality is
we stuck on this consumer. We want to be a consumer. We want to just buy.
Right.
You have to be a seller in this game.
Right.
You have to be a seller, man.
Well, not only just a seller, but you have to be an owner. You know what I mean? This is the time to show. You have to, and this is kind of ties back to the last show. If you guys, I don't want to repeat the last show, but just go back and check the last show. One of the concepts I was talking about was that a lot of people hit me with these investment ideas. Hey, invest in this, invest in that. But I'm like, dude, why don't you just start your own? Mm-hmm. Soak up game from what they got. This company's way in Germany. They're not bringing anything to our community here in Houston or in the United States. They take that money that they make out of your energy and bring it to their country.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So we need this take initiative and soak up game from people that's already got it, but always start to think in terms of your own. How can I make this my own?
Right.
And that's true alchemy. Taking something from a little bit of this, a little bit of that, combine it together, now I have this. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's one of the things, that's the keys to the universe. If you can create alchemy and create, and start to create your own, people will follow. And that's what will set you apart. One of the last things is the Killer Mike one about the kids moving out of the hood. Once they got a little taste, a little job. Like what was Kanye? Kanye was gonna name his album "Good Ass Job" after it was graduation. It was late registration, graduation. It was supposed to be "Good Ass Job." Mm-hmm. That's kind of our programming on that. So we got the "Good Ass Job," and we took and moved out the hood and went to the suburbs. And the businesses that our parents left us, we didn't want to assume the responsibilities because we were making so much money in this other world. Mm-hmm. And in turn, the businesses in the hood shut down after the parents died. And that's what shut down and opened the door to gentrification of our community. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I'm going to get the next one, maybe one of the next topic. Michael Jones, had a great Instagram post about that. So I'm gonna get him on the show. We can talk more in depth about what's happening in 610 Loop with the Third Ward and the Fifth Ward. How they took all the properties, especially after Harvey, buy them out, for cheap, demolish them, building these 400,000-500,000 townhouses that now we can't afford to move back. So they moved us to the outskirts.
And I saw them do that same thing in New Orleans after Katrina.
Right, no doubt. Right, no doubt. So we just have to, again, be aware of what's going on, and we have to kind of almost start from scratch since we kind of lost a lot of the businesses that's there. Now, there's a lot of black-owned businesses, a lot of business in our community, and we got to support. But now we got to almost start from scratch with building again and keep it in the generation, keep it in the family. I don't know if you ever noticed, like a lot of other nationalities and communities, they all work in that same, they have a store, all of them work in that store, all of them work in that business and keep that business going. You see what I'm saying? So we can't get this job and then dump whatever our parents started. We got to keep it in the family.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what's your take on that, the Killer Mike situation?
Man, I mean, like I think you touched on that pretty much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we need to take it like the Chinese man do, man. We need to start buying a block, not just having our own like the store. Let's buy the block. They got Chinatown in every city. Right. In every country, they got a Chinatown.
Right. No doubt.
You feel me? We need to have our own block like that. with nothing but just business. And we had that. The Black Wall Street was like that, back in the day. We got to take it back to the roots, man. We got to go back to the roots and get back on that frequency of thinking of ownership.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ownership.
Right. I mean, at that point, you talk about during the Jim Crow laws and all that, we had no choice but to mess with each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you had the black doctor, you had the dentist, you had the dry cleaner, you had everything the setup that we had right here. As soon as we got the opportunity, boom, the intermingle, that's like a goal. And then we split. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we can't go back and correct anything. Again, like we said earlier in the show, it's that process. Now that we've seen how the results of going to the other side and what it yielded, do you want this to continue? Or let's do something about it. Let's go back. What in your mind, knowing the history, that's one thing history is good for, to have that blueprint. Knowing the history where we was then and seeing where we are now. Where do you want to go from here? So that's the thing. You've seen what the results. You've seen the results that we of owning our own business, letting the dollar circulate, what we could accomplish. Now look at where we're at. Where do you want to continue? And I'm gonna kind of end the show on that. Like, if you support kind of our vision of getting
pretty much unity.
Right, unity.
Coming together.
And showing people the power of ownership, showing people the power of creating their own, and showing people that own inner power and taking their power back and empowering our community and support us. Start tell a friend, going so on and so forth. That's what we're about. Subscribe, hit the like button, so on and so forth. This is what we're about. This is what we're gonna push. This is my mission. This is his mission.
Power of ownership.
So with that being said, just to plug the schedule, we're gonna try to do this thing, we're gonna do this thing every other Friday to start off with. Then eventually we want to get to every week, hitting y'all every week with it. Every Friday, every Sunday. Hitting the live Friday is kind of what I wanted to do. The live Friday, come back with the edit version Sunday, something to that effect, or Monday, or however you want to do it. So, with the sponsors and all that stuff. As far as the website, again, thepowerownership.com. If you want to apply for a mortgage, hit my company up, hocmortgage.com. If you need, if you want your interior done, you want to get some renovation work done, hocrenovations.com. I got you covered. Also, Billionaireloanofficer.com is coming soon. Pick up my book if you want to learn how to sell. Sales, the nucleus of any profession. That's out now. Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It's ready to go.
Read that book.
Right.
Support family.
Also, before we get out of here, social media, at Billionaire Loan Officer on everything. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, at Billionaire Loan Officer.
Right now, Instagram and Facebook is Siraj Wilson. That's SIRAJ space Wilson, WILSON for now. Hit me up, follow us, see what we got going on. Got a lot going on.
Right.
Just keep in tune what we got going on.
Before we get out of here, tell them what we got on the poetry blast. The poetry nights, don't you got the poetry night?
Man, I have a show tomorrow night.
Right.
I got a show tomorrow night at the Key.
Right.
Y'all come check us out if you're not doing that.
What's the address of that thing?
Oh, man. I don't have the physical address, but just Google the Key.
Right, we'll put it in the...
It's on Main Street, but Google the Key. Y'all come check us out. I have a show on the 10th, too. Set the next day.
Right.
At the Mystic Lounge. I got a whole lot going on this month.
Right. Break it down so they can follow you, support.
Follow my page, and you'll see what the dates. We're going to end it on that note right there. Remember, the future is now. You guys got to take control of your now.
Right, no, the present.
Once you take control of your now, you will have already won this thing. You understand?
Right.
The future is now.
Right. And I want to end it on that note. My name is Brandon B. Dixon. Again, Personal responsibility is your only savior. And with that, we're going to say peace and love, family. To the next show.